Hi everyone, this is Trupti and welcome to my channel once again. So today I have actually started my third trimester. So I'm just showing you some of the exercises which I do as a third trimester pregnant. And let me also just tell you that pelvic floor exercises are very important even if you're pregnant or you're not pregnant. Abdominal strength and pelvic floor and getting connected to your core is more important for a female because we go through a lot of traumas within our body. We have monthly menstruation cycles and we have pregnancy, we have many biological changes that happens to us, so having the core strength for women is more important. And many people just think about Pilates or any kind of exercises is a way to lose weight. Let me make it very clear. Pilates is not to lose weight. Pilates is for those girls who want to increase their strengthening, like strengthening of their body, core body. And added to that, your discipline might lead to the weight loss, whereas Pilates will alone not make you lose weight. Pilates is for strengthening your core, and if you are interested with something like that, then it's definitely worth it as a woman. And let me explain it to you. Most of our body are, when we get pregnant, either our position naturally changes. Either we become posterior tilted or anterior tilted. And that is another challenge what you will go through as a mother, because for me, I'm naturally a posterior tilted person. When I do my exercises, you can see naturally my buttocks, just my hips just sinks in and my buttocks just pops out. So, and when there is any weight in the forward, either woman can become like this when they walk or they become like me. So let's work out on few of the issues what we face as a pregnant woman. And if you are if you have any issues or concerns, and if you're going through a delicate pregnancy, I would just tell you to consult your doctors before you do any kind of exercises. This exercises has been beneficial for me. It's not exactly going to be beneficial for everybody, but I would say these kind of exercises are going to be beneficial in general for all the women who is trying to strengthen their body. So let's not waste our time and get on the floor and do some exercises. Come on. So I'm starting with the fit ball. Sitting on the fit ball, keeping my legs together, and you can naturally see that I have a um, deep C curve. That is, my back is having a deep curve. So what I'm gonna do is bring my chest consciously on my hips, and now I'm gonna take few breaths in here and sit up nice and tall. When I say nice and tall, keep your shoulders wider and your head like someone is pulling your head from the opposite direction. So I'm gonna sit here and take a few breaths in here. Now I'm doing some lateral breathing. So lateral breathing is holding your hand near your ribs and making sure your air is getting full inside those ribs. So this is lateral expansion and lateral shrinking of your chest. So I'm doing my exercise with lateral breathing. So when you breathe in, just feel how your ribs are getting away from each other and how they are coming together. Because as the baby starts growing, your ribs gets pushed up and you'll have very less space for breathing. So breathing exercises are very important for a pregnant woman. Now moving to our next exercise, keeping your hand on the side of your body. Now take a deep breath in and move your hips back and move it into the center. It's like you're doing your cat and cow but sitting on a ball. Inhale and exhale to come back where we started, where your ribs are over your hips and even going underneath and coming back to where we started. Let's do this couple of times. And especially when you are breathing in and breathing out, let me tell you something. Can you see that? Let me show you. There is a muscle from your vagina to your navel here. So when you breathe in, just breathe in like with your chest. But when you breathe out, just pull that muscle up towards your navel and like you're dragging that muscle from your vagina to your navel and then sinking it down when you inhale. So it's very hard to explain, but there is a very light muscle that you can work in there. So keeping your hands at the side, breathe in normally, and when you breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. Let's do this a couple of times. Okay, now keeping your legs little away from your body. Now tilt your hips on one side and bring it on the other side and rotate and draw a circle. Now let's change the direction. Okay. So why I'm stressing more on pelvic exercises, because for most of our Indian gene, especially as an Indian female, like you need to be aware that we are generally going to face gestational diabetes compared to any other nationality, because our food intake is mostly carbs. So your food habits has to change when you are pregnant, as well as when you are anytime when you want to get fitter. So especially when you're pregnant, you starting your exercise is at least very important. So these are not difficult exercises, but they can do good for you. So now I'm taking 1 kilo, 1 kg dumbbells. And if you have dumbbells, that's good. Otherwise, start just with hands when you just begin. So to start with, keeping my hands on the side and push your arms over your head and come back to center. When I say center, for me, the center is where I started. So exhale and inhale. Do 10 of these. Okay. Now, my next exercise would be opening your shoulders. So when you open your shoulder, your back of your shoulder should come together. Four more. So my next exercise would be my circle. So I go 10 in one circle, 10 in one direction and 10 in other direction. So make sure your ribs are always over your hips. So if you're anterior or posterior tilted, correct your ribs when you're doing exercise. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now change the direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Especially when you're doing your arms appliance exercise or your arm series, just make sure your collarbone is open and you don't shrink like this, or you don't hold stretch like this. That is how we injure ourselves. So now come out of the ball. Now get into your four-legged animal position. Now, since we have already worked our arms, let's do some circle of our body. Let's take the opposite direction. So if you have any restriction in your body, please do stop yourself. You don't have to overdo things. And now sink in to your child position and drop your baby in between your leg. And take a few breaths in here. Coming back to our quadrat position, let's do some cat and cow. So inhale to open your arms, sink the belly, and exhale to pull your baby and pull your spine up towards the roof. And open your collarbone and sink the baby and come to the neutral position. Last one. And our next one is our puppy dog. So you're just looking at your buttocks without moving your bottom, just twisting your neck. Now this time just draw a circle from your hips. Now change the direction. Now for the next one, sit in Z position. Why is this called Z? Because it seems to be like Z. Make sure your stomach is not having any issue. And now slide your hand on one side and rest and raise your arm and rotate. And come to your T position and do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, come to the center. Exhale, bend and twist your body. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale and bend your leg. Bend your elbow and touch the ground. And inhale and come back to where we started. Okay, for the next one, we're getting into our kneeling position. For kneeling position, make sure you have something padded or at least your yoga mat is completely having certain grip. Okay, and now I'll just I'll just get on my kneeling position and then get one leg forward and do some kneeling lunge. And push yourself forward and backwards. And on my fifth one, I'm just going to stay where I am and extend my leg longer and keep my hands on the side of the body and take few breaths in here to release those hamstrings. And flex your feet. And bend your feet and flex and straighten your feet. Stay here for a few seconds. If you want, you can also take the help of your yoga brick. Make sure your collarbone is open, do not sink them. Now, coming back to your other feet. Bring the other feet forward. Push yourself forward and bring it back in. So open your inner thigh when you do this. Exhale to push forward. Inhale, come back to where you started. One more. And now straighten your leg forward and hold the brick if you would like to, or if you're flexible, hold your hand and stand there. I have very tight hamstrings today, so I'm just gonna hold the brick. Bend your leg forward and again come back to where we're holding our breaths in here. Stay here for 5 to 6 breaths. And now coming back to your kneeling position. Okay, so I just want to open my thorax. So I'm just gonna keep my foot ball in here and put my back on this one. Keep my legs together and lean on the ball and open my collarbone and feel the stretch. See, when you are pregnant, you don't have to do like 40 minutes workout or anything. What I have felt was do at least 15 minutes of something that releases good hormone in your body, because you go through a lot of emotional roller coaster. Your tolerance is very less for annoyed shit. So do something for yourself. Go for a 30 minutes walk and do something for 15 minutes at least. What's gonna relax your body? And for me, Pilates does. And then I'm gonna keep my ball and keep my leg on top and keep the other leg on top of the ball and feel the stretch here and push this leg down. Thing on the other side, keeping your leg straight and the other leg on top, and your hands are holding behind your arms, behind you, and feel the stretch. Okay, so in most of the cases what they do is they teach squatting exercises, and squatting exercise is not for someone who is the beginner. And if you are capable of doing it, that's different, but if you cannot, I would not suggest that. So just give me a minute, let me set the camera. Type that you can do, one you can do with football. Keep it as a support because you can't reach, your arch cannot support on the wall. So it's better you hold the ball, hold your baby, keep your legs a little forward, and what you got to do is sit down slowly and let the pelvis sink in down, and then roll yourself up by pulling that area which I asked you to pull from your pelvis to your navel. Okay, let's do 5 of these. And when you pull yourself, you need to pull yourself up. You need to feel your glutes. Okay, and then I would like to do some roll down. So standing up nice and tall, roll yourself down, roll and feel. Don't, you can bend your knee if you want to. Don't put more weight on the baby. And now pull the baby, pull yourself up, open your shoulders, join your hands together, and do the same thing again. Exhale and go down. Inhale and pull up. So that was our session today. And if you liked it, share it with another girl or another female who needs this kind of exercise. And if you are interested, please share more videos and encourage me so that I can make more videos like this. And I'll see you next time with another session. And love you all. Bye.